All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. I want to talk today about New York City Mayor Eric Adams saying that he can't get a meeting with Joe Biden as thousands of migrants stream into New York City. Okay, so from the New York Post here, it says Mayor Eric Adams said Tuesday that he's baffled he can't get a meeting with the White House to talk about the Big Apple's burgeoning migrant crisis, even as thousands of asylum seekers arrive in the city every week. Federal government said to New York City, "We're not going to do our job. You do our job. You take care of 4,000 people a week, Eric. You and your team," Adams said at a press conference. "Those who should have been helping us in government every step of the way, they just critiqued us," he lamented. "I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel from the federal government." Hizzoner also said he'd meet with President Biden several times about the issue back in 2021 and 2022. But he claimed he hasn't been able to set up meetings since then, even as the number of migrants streaming into New York City has soared. Well, I guess Joe Biden's too busy, taking vacations to meet with Eric Adams. "It baffles me," he told reporters. "I have to keep hammering away at this, and I'm really pleased that we're now getting a chorus of other cities that are joining us. That coalition is going to continue to grow because these cities deserve better," he continued. "Cities should not be handling national problems." Well, Mayor Eric Adams is the proud mayor of a sanctuary city, so presumably this is what he's wanted all along. What is he complaining about? Big Apple has struggled over the last year and a half to deal with mammoth numbers of incoming migrants, a figure that's now exceeded 161,000, according to city officials on Tuesday. That includes about 4,000 who arrived just last week, making 16,000 in the last month, Adams said, and more than 68,000 who remain in city care. The costs associated with providing for that many people have stripped the city's coffers and led Adams to chop other crucial parts of the budget, he said. So, again, I've done several videos on this. These so-called migrants, they're not wanting for anything. They're being taken care of. Suddenly, these people show up. The money's there. The services are there. But if you happen to live in New York City and you need food stamps or you need some kind of service, well, you're going to have to wait. You're just not as important as these migrants. Okay. All the while, Hizzoner has tried to point the finger at the federal government for not doing more to stem the flow of migrants. Earlier last month, Adams abandoned a slate of meetings with White House officials after the feds raided the home of Breonna Suggs, his top fundraiser, in connection with a federal probe of his 2021 campaign finances. The mayor had been set to discuss immigration issues with top Democrat officials before the raid convinced him otherwise, and he swiftly returned to New York. So, look, Eric Adams has no problem. You see Joe Biden here. Eric Adams has no problem with the majority of the policies of the Biden administration. He has no problem with these, again, so-called migrants being here. His only issue is that, well, he wants money. He wants the federal government to send New York City a boatload of money to take care of these people. He doesn't want to have to pay for it. He says, well, I'm a mayor of a sanctuary city, but, when it comes to actually providing that sanctuary and paying for it, suddenly that becomes a bit of an issue for Mayor Adams here. So the guy's a joke. The guy's in over his head. He should have never been elected mayor to begin with. And he probably won't even serve more than his one term. He might not even run again. And if he does, he's likely to lose at this point. In fact, there's indication that former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is floating the possibility that he might run for mayor of New York City. Okay. And he at this point, as disgraced as he is as the former mayor, as the former governor of New York, he would probably win. He's more popular than Eric Adams. I don't know. Would he do anything different? Highly unlikely. You don't hear Mayor Eric Adams saying to the Biden administration, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we should stop these people from coming in to begin with, and then we wouldn't have to worry about it, or help these people where they're at." We can't bring in, if you're familiar with a population of the world that wants to come into the United States, we can't bring in enough people to even make a dent into this problem. So we're better off not bringing in all these people, and at the most helping them where they're at in the countries that they are, and not bringing all these people here to begin with. But Mayor Eric Adams, he just wants a bailout on this. He doesn't want to have to deal with it, and he's going to make the citizens that he's supposed to represent and that he's supposed to advocate for suffer before any of these people streaming into the country are going to want for anything. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. When you hear Eric Adams complaining, he's not complaining about the people being there. He's complaining that he has to actually foot the bill for it. So anyways, that's what I think. Let me know what you all think. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.